Hey there everybody, I'm JR from Collecting Nerds. I'm here with
Brian
and Roger.
And we're going to have a quick discussion. We are a week away from Spider-Man Homecoming. That being said, there's a lot of Spider-Man hype going around and we're going to jump on it, guys. So as comic book goers, as we all know, Spider-Man is originally a comic book character and one of our favorite at that. You want to start us off with what you're reading?
Oh, so currently I am reading the new series of Spider-Man, Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man.
Spectacular.
So it's a different title going on. It doesn't really tie in with the current issue. Amazing. I'm also reading Ben Reilly's Scarlet Spider-Man.
Ooh.
Surprisingly, he's back from the dead. It's been great. And I finished 12-issue series, a fun series.
Margaritaville.
Spidey. Spidey. It's completely nothing. It's not canon. It was a little short series Marvel did. It was really emphasized of how like Peter Parker, his his charisma, his humor is, and I think they did great. It was it was like pretty much like old school 90s show. Like every
animated Spider-Man.
Yeah, every issue had a new guest and whatever. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially in that series, because I read that series too. Mm-hmm. So like, especially in that series, you could like pick up an issue 1 through 12 and just start reading, because it doesn't really follow a sequential order.
Yeah.
Even though he does fight like a new villain in every issue, there is one sub story that follows. But it's real easy to just jump in and recap, because in the first 3 pages,
mm-hmm.
he gives you like a recap of how he came to his powers, like what's been going on in past issues, and then he jumps into the story right then.
So it's like Pokemon on today's episode.
Very much like that. And the art is something I really liked. It wasn't this modern. They brought it back to like old school Peter Parker, like in the 50s.
It reminded me a lot of Archie.
Yeah, Archie for sure.
It did have a very innocent look to it. That's for sure.
But like, I loved it completely. The 12 issues and the ending was cool because it brought up Sinister Six. And so if Marvel ever wanted to pick it back up, you can easily just say another one.
I didn't like that tease though. Yeah, because I wanted that.
I didn't like how I said another one.
Spoiler.
Well, anyway,
questions about either of those 3 issues.
What has been going on in Spectacular and Scarlet? Because I have the issues, but I have not opened them.
Cool. So Scarlet, I don't know, Spectacular.
It's one of those. You're like,
honest.
I love comic books. Damn it, there's not enough time to read these issues.
I haven't had time, man. Life gets in the way.
Life. Damn it, life.
I read mine in the toilet. Alright, so Spectacular, right? So it starts off pretty much. It doesn't even give you the whole, this is how I became Spider-Man. It's straight up already established. He's pretty much talking with Human Torch and how he's not part of the Fantastic Four. He has a new suit. Ooh. And he's just pretty much, he's like, man, I miss how back in the old days where, I used to fight crime, but it wasn't saving the world. It was more simpler, humble, fight crime.
Yeah, you got a gun, I'll take you out.
Yeah.
Like backyard villains.
Backyard villains. And Peter Parker was like emphasizing on that. Yeah. So like he pretty much he finds someone and he's like, yay, cool. But then he fights Black Widow comes up out of nowhere, and it gets interesting because she comes up and starts fighting him for no reason. And Spider's like, yo man, like what are you doing? Are you mind controlled? And she's not saying a word, and like she's pretty much baiting him into these traps. And since Spidey sense is on, he's like, yo, can't do that. And then out of nowhere, she disappears. Because as they were fighting, there's a little machine always like a little floating recording.
A drone?
It looked, a drone. It looked like it was, but it wasn't anything like that. There was no camera or anything. So at the end, she shows up with this agent, and she gives them, I guess, the file to that drone, and it's revealed where that drone was actually recording Spider-Man's spider sense. And so they're making artificial spider sense for soldiers.
Ooh.
Yeah, and Black Widow was like, you better not abuse this because I'll go after you. Because don't worry. A really shady agent, like, nah, we'll never do that. I was like, just imagine how many soldiers we can save with this Spidey sense.
Bull crap.
Yeah. So it came, and that was it.
Not gonna fool me.
I liked it because it was, at the beginning it was lighthearted, and then just got weird out of nowhere.
And that was for Spectacular?
First Spectacular.
Wow, that's a lot to sum up.
And it's
artificial.
It's only like what, third issue? Second issue?
First.
No.
First.
That's the goddamn lie.
It's not a lie.
Scarlet's on 4?
5 now.
5.
Today.
Okay. That's the one.
5 was released today or this week. I haven't had a chance to read it. But now you bring up Scarlet.
Yes.
So, if you guys have been keeping up with Amazing Spider-Man, there's a whole little clones conspiracy going on. Oh, that had happened, not going on. It's over.
They brought it back.
Yeah, and so it was pretty much Ben Reilly was brought back to life through the Jackal. So he pretty much took the mantle of Jackal, died again through the whole, Peter Parker pretty much beating him, but for some reason, the liquid he made to supposed to save people wasn't saving people, brought him back, and he pretty much gave up being Jackal, but he was still, if you read the comic, you can still see him struggling with those two identities.
Yeah.
You'll see Scarlet and you see Jackal, and Scarlet is the hero he used to be, telling him, yo, do the right thing, and then Jackal is like the Dark Force of him, or the Anakin.
That's weird, because that's very Green Goblin-esque, if you want to say.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Saying like Norman Osborn fighting the actual entity that is the Green Goblin, telling him, kill him, go after Spider-Man.
Not only that, it was very Deadpoolish. He literally gives no shits, no fucks about anything. Like he's like, yo, he's like an anti-hero. He's like that, and like you see these two of his identities always in a constant battle. He's now trying to get back his wealth and his like all the research he's done. So I guess try to help but fix it somehow. So he manipulates the supervillain again that he promised back when he was Jackal that he could save her daughter, but that clone was pretty much dying, and so that clone, her daughter, whatever, is still alive, and he's like, yo, you better help me or else I'm gonna kill you right here. And being the messed up Ben Reilly, he pretty much, dude, he lies through his teeth. He scams the hell out of them people. And so there's something that's twisted about him because he goes to the casino. And he sees this lady and they say, does your name so happen to be Aunt May?
This is like third issue, right?
Yeah, third issue, yeah.
Okay, I remember reading this.
Yeah.
So I have read them, guys. I have read them.
So he does all that, and then Kane, you see a scene of Kane, and he's like, oh, I know he's not dead. And so he goes to like the last people Ben Reilly was in contact with, pretty much interrogated them, and goes after Ben Reilly. He finds Ben Reilly doing the same shenanigans and whatnot, and since they both look alike, he pretty much broke into the same shitty group he's using, like the casino, whatever. He broke in being, oh, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be upstairs researching or whatnot. And found him, and the last scene is them duking out, but Ben Reilly has the old school costume.
Ooh, the hoodie?
The hoodie, son.
Oh, bro, I love that outfit.
Oh, sorry. To track back a little bit. In the first issue, he gets a new suit, but he jacks a cosplayer. That's all I like.
Hey, man, it's hard being a superhero if ain't nobody giving you no credit.
And that suit, man. And the old school suit, he jacked another person for too.
God dang it.
And both of these are completely and totally different than the Peter Parker and Spidey.
Yep.
Let's talk about the movie. What we came here to do.
Homecoming, guys.
I came to do many things.
We've spoken about this. Roger and I had a little freak out trailer moment when we first saw the Homecoming trailer. Now that we've had time to process, and now that we realize that it's a week away, we're freaking out again.
A little bit.
We're freaking out again. Okay, so now there's been clips of the movie. There's been reviews for the premiere that was, in the Chinese theater last night in LA. It's getting good reviews. Rotten Tomatoes giving it like a 97.
Best.
97%.
So they're claiming to be the best Spider-Man ever. Spider-Man movie.
The general overall review that I've gotten from everybody is that it's a Spider-Man movie. The way that I saw it, somebody say it was, it's an 80s style coming of age movie that just happens to feature Spider-Man.
What?
Yeah. Which is pretty cool because then it focuses a little bit more and it brings it down a peg, and you focus on actual character development.
Yes.
And you focus on the character kind of like Wonder Woman. That it was about Diana Prince and she just so happened to be Wonder Woman. Logan was about Logan and it just so happened to be that he was Wolverine. You know what I mean? I know.
So
I'm still
they're really making us connect with these characters now.
Yeah. And
only to strip them from our lives.
Yeah.
Infinity War. What
and I think the cool thing about that is that they're taking a little bit from every Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And they're just creating this perfect entity.
That being said, I'm excited to see one of my favorite Batmans ever, Michael Keaton, as the Vulture.
I like him as
his suit looks awesome. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, it was a perfect.
Apologize though.
It's very Ultimate Spider-Man based, but it's I think out of all of our Marvel cinematic villains, he looks the most. I think he's the best form of modern and comic book.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you notice, a lot of Spider-Man's villains, they're what? They're animals. The Lizard. You even have Black Cat, Doc Ock. You get what I'm saying? The Rhino. Jinx, get out of my head. Okay, so you have that, right?
Raven.
And the Scorpion, and so the Vulture itself, it looks like a vulture. It looks like it has the beak, the face mask, the whole breathing apparatus.
Aesthetically, it looks like a bird.
Yeah. But it looks like it could be weaponized. You know, and then, okay, now I just realized we also have the Falcon. Is there going to be a bird fight? We don't know. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, it looks right in regards to, like, we had GSP, George St. Pierre, as, what's his face in Civil War? Bardock? Not Bardock, the Frenchman. No one cares French.
Okay.
And then we have Crossbones actually looks somewhat accurate.
I like what they did with
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the villains, they don't look really comic bookish. I was talking about Ultron. Okay, now I feel like I'm wrong. But as far as Spider-Man villains, you know what I'm saying? Venom was terrible from, okay, well, now we're talking
about that.
We're talking about it. Venom, I refuse. Eric Foreman, get out.
He's not
I think the only other good character that we had, Spider-Man wise, whether it's not in this one or just in general, is Doc Ock and the Lizard, somewhat.
Doc Ock.
Because, I mean, the lizard, yeah, he didn't have the snout or whatnot, but if you look to the original Lizard, back in the day, he didn't have that. So, okay, I see how you got it. But
Sandman wasn't too bad.
Sandman actually, yeah, that's right. Sandman was page by page.
The only thing that he was overshadowed by the terrible Venom.
Rhino, what the hell was that?
Well, again, the taking back to the original Rhino, where he was in the machine before he was that huge, that genetic animal human.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, he was also Birdman. Michael Keaton is one of the greatest actors of our time. He can play dark really well.
Yep.
And he's very sarcastic and witty. So I feel that we're going to see a Spider-Man in real deep dookie. And you're going to see him reach a new level of I am Spider-Man, not so much I'm Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Because if you look at any Spider-Man movie, it's really like Peter Parker doesn't want to be Peter Parker because he gets bullied, he's a nerd, yada yada. But as soon as he's out, Spider-Man, I want to be Spider-Man all the time. I think this is gonna make him think twice. Do I really want this? We have Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. as his mentor because he also knows, crap. Once you're public with this stuff, there's no turning back, man.
And this is why I agree with why it's important to develop the actual character before the hero.
Exactly.
Because once you take off that suit, you still have your personality.
And we've never seen, even from the previous like Spider-Man movies, we've never seen Spider-Man in the dilemma where like, yo, for the identity crisis, like, yo, am I Peter Parker or Spider-Man, or when I'm Spider-Man, am I Peter Parker? When I'm Peter Parker, am I Spider-Man? We never see him like finally say, yo, this is all of me. Like what's it called, the Tobey Maguire barely touched on that because it wasn't even that. It was like, oh, I don't want to be Spider-Man, and pretty much laid it with like performance issues.
It was more like him having to accept it because Mary Jane had to accept it.
So talking about Tobey Maguire and what we did not want as Spider-Man, I guess let's start with what we do want with this new Spider-Man, since it's a new fresh page of redemption for this franchise. Yep. So personally, I just want Spider-Man as the traditional, humorous, clever, and smart Spider-Man we know. Because many people forget that he's a genius in science and whatnot. He made his own webbing, and I want to see more of that, not just the whole superhero part. I want to see actually like solving like his problems using his science knowledge, and not just whip, kick.
Yeah, using
damn. Okay.
I agree. Mainly because we haven't really seen that except in the second Spider-Man with Doc Ock.
That's very short.
We forget that he does have a brilliant mind. One of the greatest minds in the MCU.
And he works with Reed Richards
He works with Reed Richards, Hank McCoy, the Beast.
Fantastic Four.
Tony Stark, he's actually fixed some of Tony Stark stuff.
Yeah, so here's my thing with it. I'm glad that we finally get to see young Spider-Man because we always see him in senior year on the forward.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a new approach. I'm glad for it. I want him to be sarcastic, like it's no one's business. I want him to annoy the villains to the point that is reminiscent of the 90s animated series because he talks so much shit.
We got a nice little glimpse of that in Civil War when we got him.
Yeah.
The way he was talking instead of fighting, like that was
with Winter Soldier and the Falcon.
Yeah.
I want more. Like get in their heads,
get in our heads.
Get in our heads. Yeah, exactly. I will say this. At first, I was scared because we saw concept art of what the suit was gonna be, and it was the homemade suit of Spider-Man. I want to see honestly if we're gonna get him doing. Going into cage fights, cage fights for cash, like it was in the comics, I want to see maybe he gets that while he's in that suit. I doubt it.
Sorry to cut. I also want to talk about the suit. I know the suit he gets from Tony Stark.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, but we both know Peter Parker is one to tinker. So maybe at the end, I want to see a glimpse of his own version of Tony Stark's suit and make it be the traditional old school comic book suit. We got the whole eyes. That was his idea. As you see in the trailer, he makes that. Just Tony Stark just improves it. But I want to see not that whole Tony Stark vibe, but just go back to the homage, but him tinkering to it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to see strong character development as Peter Parker. We know what we can get as Spider-Man. The fandom. Peter Parker in this movie is such a fanboy because holy crap, I'm hanging out with all these cool, awesome people, but no one knows. Yeah. I want to see. I want to see if there's a hint to another villain. The Falcon. Oh god, the Vulture is our main villain, but who knows? I know the Shocker's gonna be in there also. Yeah.
Who knows for how long?
But back, just wrapping it up. I want to see that. I want to see Iron Man, Tony Stark, and in a different role, and I want to see him really, really push Spider-Man to be a better Spider-Man. And yes, this will be cheesy. Get ready for it. The ultimate Spider-Man. And that's my last 2 cents.
I don't want to say I expect too much because I already know it's going to be great. But I do appreciate that when they did bring us Spider-Man, he had already been Spider-Man for some time.
Yeah.
So we don't have to waste time with the origin. Because, obviously...
Flashbacks, make it quick.
They know, flashbacks, we can get flashbacks, sure. But what I'm saying is, they know that they've overdone Spider-Man. Yeah. People know how we got Spider-Man, despite however many Spider-Men there are, right? So to give us somebody who's already been in the role, to be presented with a new challenge, to be able to grow with their powers, and to also move forward and move on with that, I think that's going to be pretty interesting to see. Yeah. That's what I want to see.
Good props on Sony for once. They realized that there's been so many Spider-Man movies that everyone knows already the origins are okay, cool. Yeah. Let's just go and
let's collaborate and make
money.
Yeah, let's collaborate, let's make money.
Man, who knew they had to partner with Marvel to get it right?
And with that being said, guys, we hope you liked that discussion that we just took so much time from your life. Guys, I'm excited for Spider-Man. He's excited. I know he's excited for Spider-Man. Are you excited? That's the question. If you are, click that like button, subscribe, and share us on social media. Let us know what you think. We are Eclectic Nerds. We humbly say goodbye. JR.
Brian.
Roger.